This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 5814 Wilkinson Avenue, Valley Village, California, 91607. Today is May 12th, 2021. We're performing a video waste and sewer line inspection. We're running our camera through a 3-inch cast iron waste line located on the left-hand side of the house, just outside the bathroom windows. And this is the left-hand side of our house here. We're just in between both properties here. This runs towards the rear of the property here, and this is one of our bathrooms here, and we have a second bathroom that's located here. So we're just running our camera through a 3-inch cast iron waste line. So what we're going to do is we'll just pause here for one moment. Okay, so we went ahead and zeroed out our camera monitor here. So we're just going to go ahead and drop down and continue to push out. Just going to push out slowly. Just take a good look at our cast iron waste line. And our cast iron waste line does appear to have a little bit of buildup, a little bit of scaling. We're just going to push out slowly. Make a little bit of a turn. And again, we're just going to continue to push out slowly. And what we'll do is we'll continue to push out to approximately 45-50 feet on the camera monitor, then we'll pause there and we'll locate that area. We'll try to identify an area at the front of the house that would be a good place for possibly a mainline sewer clean out. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And continue to push out. It does appear that we transition to what appears to be vitreous clay. So what we'll do is we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we went ahead and located this area, and we are just to the left-hand side of the front door in the planter area, and we did mark this area with an orange flag at 2 foot 11 inches deep. This area here would be a good area to put a mainline, a two-way mainline sewer clean out. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And it does appear that we do have a crack in this area, as you can see from about the... We actually have a break in this area here. We have a full crack from about the 7 o'clock area all the way up to about the 12 o'clock area. So again, we'll pause here for a moment and we'll mark this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and this is on the walkway as you approach the front door, and we did mark it with the red crayon at 3 foot 1 inches deep. In this area here, we do have a crack, and again, as you can see in front of us, this is we do have a tie-in here, and this tie-in here is the kitchen sink here, and as I pull back, you can see that there's a crack from about the 7 o'clock all the way up to about the 12 o'clock area. And that crack's a fairly large crack going all the way around. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. It does appear that we do have a little bit of root intrusion in this joint here from about the 3 o'clock area. As you can see, we do have there appears to be a root penetration here. This line had possibly had been hydrojetted or snaked. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. That joint appears to be in fair condition. And we do have a fairly large root intrusion in this joint here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is along the walkway as you approach the front door. Just as you come inside the gate, heading towards the front door, we did mark it on the walkway at 3 foot 6 inches deep. And as you can see here, we do have a fairly large root intrusion. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, we do have a fairly large root intrusion in this joint as well. This joint here is approximately 4 feet just past the root intrusion here. So as we're pushing out towards this street, this is heading towards the street, we are 4 feet past the root intrusion. So what we'll do is we'll just pass this area, we'll go all the way out to attempt to reach our city sewer tie-in, and then from there we can pull back and we can mark these areas. So again, we're just going to go ahead and utilize the water, and we're just going to continue to push out. And then what we'll do is we'll pull back and take a good look at our vitreous clay. And we pushed all the way into our city sewer tie-in. As we pull back here, you can see that we're in the city sewer tie-in here. You can see the water flowing beneath us. We're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull back, and we're just going to take a really good look at the vitreous clay as we pull back. We pull back into our saddle area. Saddle area appears to be in fair condition. A little bit of root intrusion there right around the 4 o'clock area. We're just going to continue to pull back, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. I'll pause here for a moment. Okay, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. That joint appears to be in fair condition. A little bit of root intrusion here in this joint, and it does appear that we do. Very difficult to tell, but I'll pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it's just to the left of the driveway in the grass. And we did mark this area with a orange flag at 4 foot 9 inches deep. And again, as I mentioned, you can see that we do have a full crack, full diameter crack here in this joint, in this area. So as we pull back, and this is our vitreous clay joint here. And as you can see, this area here is, we do have a fairly large crack in that area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And you can see that we do have our test tee there, right around the 12 o'clock area there. And we continue to pull back. And again, with a little bit of root intrusion in that joint there, a little bit of an offset from about the 7 o'clock all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. But again, nothing major. We're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we do have a little bit of root intrusion in this joint here. And again, what we'll do is we'll continue to pull back, and we do have multiple joints that do have root intrusion. So what we'll do is we'll continue to pull back, and we suggest that you install possibly a mainline sewer clean out at the front of the house and have the line hydrojetted and re-inspected. And again, as I pull back, we're going to pull back to several other joints that have root intrusions here. You can see this joint here has a fairly large break in it. The root intrusion is penetrating there right around the 11 o'clock area. So again, you can see that this is a full break in this area. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and marked this area at 4 foot 6 inches deep. And again, this is on the left-hand side of the driveway in the grass, and we did mark it with an orange flag. And again, as you can see here, we do have a full, fairly large crack here with the root intrusion penetrating there right around the 11 o'clock, and you can see the full crack there. And over time, this area here will continue to crack and possibly sever the line. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and our joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, we pull back. As we pull back, we do have another root intrusion in this area here. And as you can see in this root intrusion, we do have some mushrooms growing. So I'll pause here for a moment. Okay, again, as I mentioned, we do have a large root intrusion in this joint. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back. We did mark several areas along the walkway as you approach the front door, as well with root intrusions and also a crack. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we're coming across another joint here with another large root intrusion. As you can see there, fairly large root intrusion coming in from about the 3 o'clock area and about the 9 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And as we pull back, you can see that we do have another fairly large root intrusion in this joint as well. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. That joint appeared to be in fair condition. And again, we do have root intrusion in this joint here from about the 3 o'clock area. Yeah, we marked these areas initially when we first pushed out. We did mark these areas. These areas here are along the walkway as you approach the front door. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that is our kitchen line tie-in here. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and as we pull back, we're going to transition back into cast iron waistline, make a little bit of a turn, and we transition into cast iron waistline. Well, the cast iron waistline appears to be in fair condition. A little bit of buildup, a little bit of scaling in these areas, but overall it appears to be in fair condition. No visible signs of any breaks or any root intrusions. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. A little bit of a turn, and we're going to pull up and out of our clean out, and that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection.